This video is on common issues faced while filing income tax return and their resolutions. For the purpose of this video, the common issues are categorized into two parts: issues faced while filing income tax return and general issues related to ITR filing. Let us first look at the issues faced during filing income tax return. If you're facing the error that the pre-filled name mismatch is found while filing income tax return, you can update the profile details. After updating the profile details, you can start new filing. The ITR can be filed either in the online mode or in the offline mode. If you're filing the ITR in the offline mode, import latest pre-filled JSON. The same can be downloaded from the e-file tab on the e-filing portal. Please note, any update to the profile information will not be reflected in case of resume filing. Therefore, it is suggested to start new filing 30 minutes after the changes are done to the profile information. If you start new filing, the saved draft will be automatically deleted. Certain taxpayers are also reporting that they're not able to choose yes, no for whether you were director in a company at any time during the previous year while filing return in ITR 2. This question is applicable only for individual taxpayers. Please check the status of the assessee. If the status is selected as individual, then the option whether you are a director of a company at any time during the previous year will get enabled, and then you are required to enter the details and proceed to file your ITR. Some taxpayers have reported that they have paid self-assessment tax, but the same is not reflecting in the pre-filled taxes paid details. If you're facing this error, you're advised to enter the details of your challan manually. In order to enter the details of the challan manually, you can click on Add Details tab. In the Advanced Tax and Self-Assessment Tax Payment Details, this is available under Scheduled Taxes Paid. Some taxpayers are reporting that while filing ITR 1, Chapter 6A deduction is grayed out. Please note, from assessment year 24-25, new tax regime is the default tax regime. And in the new tax regime, Chapter 6A deductions cannot be claimed except deduction under Section 80CCD2, 80CCH and 80JJAA as per the provisions of Section 115 BAC of the Income Tax Act. If you wish to claim the deductions, you would be required to opt out of the new tax regime in the Personal Information section of the ITR. In the Personal Information section, you will see a question: do you wish to exercise the option under Section 115 BAC 6 of opting out of new tax regime? Once you click on yes against this option, you would be able to see the deductions under Chapter 6A. Similar question is that while filing ITR 1, Section 80D, that is health insurance benefit, cannot be claimed as Chapter 6A deductions are not reflecting. Again, please note, in order to claim the benefit of Section 80D, you would be required to opt out of the new tax regime. So if you are filing ITR 1 or ITR 2, you can select yes to the question: do you wish to exercise the option under Section 115 BAC 6 of opting out of new tax regime in Scheduled Personal Information or Part A General in the respective ITR. If you're filing ITR 3, ITR 4 or ITR 5, you will have to select the option as yes within due date in the field provided for opting out option under the Personal Information section. Once you opt out of the new tax regime, you would be able to see that the deductions have been enabled. Similar question is that the taxpayer is unable to claim interest payable on borrowed capital in case of self-occupied property, as this option is grayed off. This option is grayed off again because in the new tax regime, the deduction on interest on borrowed capital for house property under Section 24 cannot be claimed. In order to claim the deduction, the taxpayer is advised to opt out of the new tax regime in the Personal Information section of the ITR. In some cases, we are getting a query that Form 26 AS and AIS information is matching, but the pre-filled data in ITR is not matching. If you're facing this issue, you have to file your ITR after cross-checking the information which is available in the pre-filled section of ITR along with the information which is available in Form 26 AS and Annual Information Statement. If the pre-filled information in ITR is not matching with 26 AS or with AIS, you can edit the information in the income tax return. In certain cases, the taxpayers are reporting that they are unable to select ITR 1 if they are having special income. In case the taxpayer has special rate of income and TDS is deducted on such income, for example under section 115BB, then ITR 1 and ITR 4 are not applicable for such taxpayers. Therefore, the respective drop-downs have been grayed off. In such cases, taxpayers are required to file ITR Form 2 or ITR Form 3 as applicable. Once they select Form ITR 2 or ITR 3, they would be able to report the special income. The next question could be that if I have the special income, where do I disclose, for example, the income from winnings from online games? Where TDS has been deducted on special income like winning from lottery or horse races or online games, then the taxpayers cannot report this income in Form ITR 1 or ITR 4. In such cases, the taxpayers have to disclose the income in ITR 2 or ITR 3. In Form ITR 2 or ITR 3, they can go to Schedule Other Sources and then go to Income Chargeable at Special Rates. In Income Chargeable at Special Rates, they can select the nature of income from the drop-down menu. Another issue could be that the taxpayer has corrected the validation errors which were encountered during ITR submission, but even after correction, when they are clicking on Proceed button, errors are still showing. In such cases, the taxpayers are recommended to try resubmitting the income tax return in a fresh session to avoid such issues after correcting the errors. Let us now move to the general issues faced by taxpayers while filing the income tax return. The first issue could be that while filing the income tax return, taxpayers are getting bank account validation errors. In such cases, how this issue can be resolved? If the taxpayer is getting the bank account validation error, the taxpayer has to check whether a valid bank account detail is added under My Bank Account tab in My Profile section on the income tax portal before filing the income tax return. Taxpayers should update the profile correctly before starting the new filing of ITR. If the taxpayers are facing any issues while validating the bank account, they can also use the offline utility of the ITR. However, pre-validated bank account is required for the purpose of issue of refund. Another issue can be that the taxpayer is getting error as name of the taxpayer in ITR does not match with the name as per PAN database. If your name as per PAN database is not matching with the name as per ITR, you're advised to update the profile and then download the latest pre-filled JSON for the purpose of filing return in the offline mode. If you're filing the return in the online mode, you're advised to start new filing to resolve these issues. A very common question that we are getting is it mandatory to verify the return? Please note, verification of income tax return after submission of ITR is mandatory. Taxpayers are required to ensure that the return is verified within the applicable due date of 30 days post successful submission of return, either through EVC or through digital signature certificate. Taxpayers can also download the ITR V-receipt copy available under View File Return after login to the e-file portal and then send the signed copy to CPC through speed post within 30 days of filing the ITR for verification of ITR in the physical mode. Please note, it is recommended to complete the verification in the online mode only to avoid any postal related issues. Filing of your ITR is very easy. To know more, you may visit our website www.incometax.gov.in or contact our helpline numbers.